Good evening, this is Anthony, one half of the studio Center Steel, working on video games, but tonight I'm going to show you how to UV unwrap a cube, throw a simple texture on there, bring it back into Blender, and check it out, okay? Essentially, this is what you start with in Blender. As soon as you open it up, you start with a cube, a light, and a camera. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube showing you the exact button presses, etc., and you can just check out Blender for yourself at, I believe, what is it, blender.org? You could just check out there's a lot of wikis on the internet showing you hotkeys. That's not what I'm here to show you. What I'm here to show you is something very simple, basically the next step up from learning the basics of the keyboarding. But if you need to follow along, no problem. Check the bottom left and the bottom right of your screen. You'll see all my button presses. Boom. Go ahead and undo that. Now, what do we need? We will need the camera just to look at the cube, and we will need the light a little bit later on. Let's go ahead and move it over here where the camera is. We'll put it right there. That's good. Now, we're going to select the cube, and we're going to basically UV unwrap it, okay? We're going to peel it away like an orange. So you have the cube selected, press tab, go inside. That's edit mode. Essentially, we're zooming into the skeleton of the object, kind of, but not really. Now, press edge select. Make sure you're just selecting edges, not vertices or faces, okay? Now we're going to make sure we're on the x-axis here, which is the red line, and we're just going to start, oops, we want to do these three edges down here, and the edges over here. If you need to, pause the video, go back, and see how I did this, okay? Go up here, shading UVs, mark seam, that's perfect. So now if you press A and unselect all, you should be able to see all these red edges, perfect. Now, come up here to the gradient, pull this in to about halfway through the screen, your preference. Come down here to this selection, UV image editor, that's what we need. Now, back over here, press A to select all, U, unwrap, perfect. Now, we have our texture here. This is what it's going to look like when you bring it into Photoshop or GIMP. I use GIMP for now. And then you bring them into a game engine such as Unity 3D or Unreal Engine 4 or Crysis or whatever you use for your three-dimensional objects and textures. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's press R here. Let's press -90. Let's move it there. That's good. Alright, I want it right in the center and looking like this. Cool. Now, go ahead and unselect that. Here's what you're looking at. If we're in edit mode, we can come down here. If we're in edit mode and everything is unselected, you see nothing. But if we're in edit mode and everything is selected, you see the texture. So, that's good. We're going to go down here to UV. We're going to export UV layout. And where are we going to put it, John? We're going to put it in... Boop, boop, boop. Put it in work. That's good. Good enough for me. Boop. And we're going to name it cube. Cool. Now, what size do we want it? 1024 by 1024. You can do it any multiple of, what, 64? But we're going to do 1024 by 1024. Fill opacity 0.5, meaning it's about halfway between solid and completely transparent. UV, all UVs is fine. That's good. We're going to output it as a PNG image. That's good. So that's where we want it. It's a PNG, export UV layout, bam, just like that. Now, if I come in here, go to work, I will see cube right here, and this is what it looks like. That's it right there. That's the texture, 1024 by 1024. Now, I've already opened up GIMP on my screen. We're just going to open that up. Let's open the scene, go to work, go to cube right here, bam. We're going to go ahead and open it up and import it. There you have it. Pretty sweet, huh? Now, let's do something kind of fun. Let's see here. Let us type 1. Very cool. Now, let's change that to 180. 200. Very nice. Alright. Looks good to me. That's 1. Actually, that works pretty well. Yeah. Go ahead and just put some guidelines here. This is just going to be a little bit of work, but you can do whatever you'd like. But essentially, this is what we're looking at. Okay, we're basically making this nice texture. Go back down to the one that we copied. We're going to go 2, and then delete that back. Cool. Then copy that one first. Let's make sure we have a nice grid here. Very nice. Down here. Cool. Same dealio. 3. And then we can adjust these however we need to. That's the magic of this. Now I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Because whenever we bring them into Blender, they're going to be arranged in a certain angle on the cube itself. So it's going to depend on how we want it to look on the cube, how we want the numbers to be arranged, etc., etc. But I'll show you what I mean in a second. So we have 3. That is not good at all. That's good. 4. Very nice. I kind of eyeballed a little bit. I did put guidelines, but you know, sometimes you make some mistakes. 5 and 6. Okay. You pretty much see where I'm going with this. Pretty decent. Okay. Very nice. Now we're going to take off this cube here, and this is going to, we're going to overwrite the cube, right? Boom, just like this. Now we're going to grab this, we no longer need this, and then span it to the right, and there you go. Now, we're back on the cube, back in Blender, press tab to go to object mode, okay? We're going to click on the little, where is it? Right here, the circle, the little sphere. Okay, we're going to call this cube, okay? Right there, it's where we're going to name the object. Diffuse, bring it all the way up, that's good. Intensity's fine for the specular. The specular is a little white dot there. If we bring it all the way down, there's no white dot. Bring it all the way up, it's very solid. That's fine. 0.4, 0.5 is good. Okay, now, go over here. This is the important part, is what we just did, the texture. Well, they're all important, but for what we're doing right here, the texture is fine. We're going to call this texture numbers, okay? The type is going to be image or movie. There you go. You have a black screen because there's nothing. We're going to go down here to image. We're going to open. Go to work. Well, wherever you put your cube, and there you go. Cube right there. Okay, colors at 1. That's pretty much all you need to know. If you press F12, what happened? That's not good. What happened there? Well, the coordinates need to be UV, not generated. So if you go on the mapping, coordinates, UV. And then that does this. And there you have it. Basically textured it, and then you can see how it looks. Let me see, let's do on the x-axis. Just like that. Press F12, and there you go again. So we can arrange the numbers however you'd like, So you kind of look, you see, okay, 4, 5, and I believe 6, we can just flip those around completely if we want. Or we can keep them just like that, depending on how we want it to look. Again, it all depends on your taste, etc., etc. Pretty fun stuff, super easy, and there you have it. And then the magic of things like Photoshop and GIMP, you can do all kinds of cool things here. For instance, let's see here, what can we do? Well, you kind of get the idea. You can Photoshop this, add whatever you want, put little trees here, you can put gradients, whatever you want, and you have a really, really cool cube. I'm not going to take up any more of your time, that's super simple. Just follow those steps, and you're on your way to learning how to UV Unwrap, okay? Again, this is Anthony with CenterSteel. Be sure to follow along for more tutorials, alright? Have yourself a really great rest of your day. Bye-bye.